Well, I'm working on that old Fleetmaster because today this came in the mail, which is a cable for the hood release. You know, they were kind of ahead of their time in that they ran a cable inside under the dash down by the door panel that says hood on it that releases the hood. You know, it wasn't until later where then everybody started doing that, but you know, Chevy had been doing it for a long time. But it's kind of a bugger because if your cable breaks, you can't get in there, you know, to release the thing. Maybe a long screwdriver up through here, because what it does, the cable pulls on this latch and just releases the pin on the hood. But my old one was broke, and I thought that'd be a problem getting a new one. I thought I was going to have to make something up, but nope, they're available. But I think they used them in Buicks and Oldsmobiles and, you know, a lot of cars at that time. But now I just got to make sure I get this pin lined up, you know, before I tighten everything down to make sure I got it. But they do have a certain amount of access when the hood is open. From here, this little cover plate comes off and you can get in there, which I need also to get in to put some of these in. Another thing that's surprising that you can still find. They're little bumpers that go, like there's one here. I don't know if that's in camera, but no, it isn't. Okay, I'll crank it down a little. They're just little rubber stops. So when the hood goes down, it doesn't rest on the metal. It's just to cut down on rattles. But these same ones are used all along the hood here, you know, on the sides of the hood on both sides. So I got a bunch of them, but you know, you just put them in there and then give them a tug with the pliers and they pop into place. But my old ones are wore out, so you know, I've got a pile of them. But like I say, it's surprising that you could still find stuff like that. You know, I almost thought you'd have to make them. And even these little speed clips for hooking the fenders on, you know, for like all these screws go into these type of clips, they're still available. You know, you can get a lot of parts for it. But when I put this cable in, this cable was extra long. I had to cut that much off of it. But I think it's because it like I say, it was used in Buicks and Oldsmobiles and whatnot. They might have a different configuration or a different location where the button goes. But I just pulled the cable back and cut it off to where I needed it. But when I put this thing back together, before I did it, I coated this inner with Never Sees, which is why I got silver hands. I swear this must be what they used to use on the Tin Woodman in The Wizard of Oz, because I remember reading one time something about, you know, he had to put this aluminum paste on his face every day, and it was actually making him sick, you know, from having that stuff on his hide all the time. But it's nice the way they've got clips built in, little guide brackets all the way along where it mounts in there. So it fit right in there, so I know, you know, I'm not kinked or anything. I just had to trim this much off. But now, carefully have to adjust it. But it is nice to be able to find this stuff. You know, it's surprising what you can still get. Though, you know, they tend to know what they want for it. I think that this cable might have been close to 40. You know, but it's like an 8-foot long cable, and it looks just like the original. It says hood on it, just like it's supposed to. So that's okay. I'm willing to pay that rather than have a hood stuck. But she's going together. I still got a lot of suspension work I'm doing, but I did get, you know, those new parts that went on the 8 frames that go underneath. Yeah, it was lucky I did because they were completely wore out. You know, you couldn't get any play in them, you know, by shaking that arm, but I just figured everything else was wore out. They were wore out. They were. You know, you shouldn't be able to, they're supposed to screw on but you can actually just rattle it right off there. But I'm in the process of tightening down the new ones, aligning everything up. But since this cable came in, I thought, well, this is an easy project. Now I think I'll put these little rubber things in. That's another easy project. Just keep whittling away at her. But I've always got a little bit more to do.